What are we waiting for?
David, I think that for quite some time now, Adebako Adiga Nenya Pa Ukruma ADFN state-owned enterprises. These are enterprises they are supposed to, work at the various strategic areas. Sabaya Ghana, a bit click.
Yeah.
So you can say it's one of the engines of the government machinery. Sure. But you see, for some time now, all these entities have become debt entities. Are more driver debt. Debt, more rise as a result of inefficiencies within these institutions because they are not accountable to anybody. ECJ, we don't know messy up or no politician will be at them. Bank of Ghana, man for messy up, others are now printing money, and as for inflation could do 50 something in Obia would know. I know that the politician will take the bashing. So some of these things are render these state institutions very inefficient. And sometimes when you walk in and you look at some of the decisions they make, you'll be shocked. Foolish decisions, reckless decisions are those decisions that are far-reaching consequences on the fortunes of this country. For instance, I know you care about your friends say ECG can near my own here. What will be the motivation? You need it next 10 years. No. Expiration date be 8 years. So you know very well say it doesn't make any sense in terms of logic to make such procurement. But because I know that they are not being held accountable, no, a politician will pick a call, Munya this order, me supplier, our China, Menena Kasa, and they will bring the things. The state will pay. So these inefficiencies in all these state institutions are so compromised to the extent that ECG TBBLT. ECG, I say on NECA. This is a company, independent power producers, as so Gilwine, or magic power, or they don't sell power. When they produce the power, they give it to ECG, go and sell. Obama catches a technical and commercial losses here 42%. Now more than JB. Company bank and now be a produce power man second. What's the technical and commercial losses here 42%? That no company can be viable, and that become a norm. Oh, it's okay. Now you're at home. Nobody is being fired. I brand here now T TV3 former MD justifying this reckless spending and as far. Yes, yes. Under his watch, a lot of these things went on. And for me, I can resign. And I'm a some sense of decency. Be at least what draw back. Now I hire a bit to be a way, but he was defending some of those nauseating stuff. So you see, for me, the Dumsor situation, are quite obvious. But you see, you can't governance. You can't go Bobby so baby. I just say Birmia, Aquania, called kind back and son of Mobi. Governance, my culture says, is an act. It's flexible, and sometimes you can contextualize it. Just to fit one casa or terrain because obia circumstance are different. Says here, the books have been opened. Every reasonable mind be in the catch MPP are buying bogu ho. A for who say power sector no, there is a crisis. Who doesn't know? Unless you're ready to accept the reality. That is the reality. Yet home. But you see, Dumsor shall say eba.
Which is worrying.
And tell them, everybody is entitled to express that particular thing. So what you need to do is constant engagement with the people. Tell them what is happening.
Yeah.
Because Ghanaians understand the problem, but what they will not agree with you is say all of a sudden light, eba. You that anybody been told anything?
As it stands now, I don't know there, but there is no reason or justification to why I award them so.
No, there is a reason, but nobody is telling you. That's the reason why.
You have a light.
So that
Dr. Triana Kanye.
And I make us say in the past, some of these mistakes occur. So
yeah.
Abra John Mahama about 2016, do you know say of free power? Years after, and some man for who said OC, your friend is a Legon hospital.
Yeah.
Years after, before a man for who said Nema, yeah. So I think communication is key. There is a problem on daily basis. Update people, doing such situation, saying that people agree with you because government is are buying the magic.
Yeah.
And that's sorry, and Nema was and Nema no. People know so there is a problem, but the energy ministry must consistently be engaging people, update people, let people know. Hey, Hannah, this is the situation, and the lights never cut off. Mammo be tema, and that prepare. This is what is going to happen when you inform. You see, lights never cut off for one, and your lights never cut off for the man for a hero. And yet, the fact that you don't know, you don't know when it is coming.
Yeah,
I think that where our governance are getting to know. We need to move beyond this. in other jurisdictions like America and Forum, some of the company lights in the call off and they send a text message as telling you why and when it will come. With maybe you're not much advanced to get there, but radio announcement that kind of way, let people know, let them understand. Then market as a governance, it's a public enterprise. So, and you be in the department and Sabia Sarana 12 o'clock, I question baby, or Mokoyano Maba. No, a public enterprise. You need to inform people, let people know. That is why I call White House Donald Trump. Every day he's behind the cameras. Communicating his own policies in his own voice for people to know what he's doing on daily basis. I think the president should be doing weekly that kind of way, and then Oko White House, the press secretary, every blessed day the nine so answering question from your friend is saying
the media,
because you don't leave doubt. Governance is such that you don't create a vacuum. But the very moment you create a vacuum, people will fill it, and whatever they fill it with, you don't have any control. God. People will fill it with propaganda, misinformation, whatever. You can't control. So for me, you don't create room. But Sankayabana Yama reason. This is why there is Dumsor.
Yeah.
And the very people they are the same people on social media. And then they are tagging John Mahama to Dumsor. But they are the very people who caused the problem. So why don't you tell people, explain people, say these are the challenges. We are doing our best. Here we are, and let's say. So people are in the know. But what's also now you hold information to your chest. You don't speak to anybody. Sometimes people want information. Suddenly, Obia who said, "Say WhatsApp now, we send a message. I take a blue no." And now people know how to disable that particular. It was sending the message and take a crown. You see, I don't know why we don't learn as people. Power not JB. However long you stay, it will expire. Rollins to me, be 21 years in power in military uniform. He wielded absolute power, and the Rollins were here.
Because from the old canon, as it starts now, me bills away. Ebia me Kenya ni Duma.
Yes.
Me su prepaid.
Yes.
I'm expecting some men enjoy power.
Yes.
Ekabi wo hono mo a, anase bibi atochima wo hono mo a. Stakeholders.
Yes.
Leading stakeholders.
Yes.
We should be of the known say this is the reason why this and that is happening.
You need to understand, sir, there can never be a situation power sector in your problem. There is a problem.
Absolutely.
Communicate. Tell people every day, engage them. Let them know why this is happening. Why and that 2 o'clock or light back off because of this situation. Tell people I'm not against light now air off, no, but I'm against the lack in terms of flow of information. Updating people, let them know, explain, because already know book now by OPS, who say we had just about 48-hour power emergency way. The President Mahama made commitment to say he will do everything at the early stage things were going way. So at this time in time, the ministry need to take over, engage people, public update, give them anyasa. You are giving arsenals to your enemies. And the MPP is out of power. There are people on social media calling John Mahama, Dumsor John Mahama, when they know they created a problem. Elections, that time you free crew near to so. A current abwabo no see hono. And again, ECG issue nearby a man for tongue cables and as a forum no. We need to revisit that particular issue because the crisis we are in today is as a result of this criminal negligence and the complicity of some people in the past administration. Why are they working free? This ECG cable matter must be revisited full glare, and every single individual
Is the NDC and for that matter John Mahama ready to visit that issue?
No. At this time, it's not just about NDC. It is about John Mahama. Governance level, and the caliber of young people who are coming, and how Ghanaians have become so much receptive and interested in issues of politics. You have no choice. People will determine what to do. One year you are digging your own grave, and the president, as a very experienced politician, he understands these things. You understand? So punishing crime is something you can never forgo at this time because young people are out there asking questions because there were criminal activities all over. You and I were here. We are all sitting on this platform. Boom, the corruption. Now corruption now prosecuted. So I think that the president understands this. Let us take this fight. You see, Makata and weakness has no space in politics.
Yeah,
you need to be strong. You need to be very frontal. You don't care about what people will say so far as you know what you're doing is right. That is what we need to do, because Nipana committee crime. We can't live in a country where somebody will just wake up a day because signals brew wine. Now I walk into estate. A dying among kind 27 man will check album now more dama. JB Sikan Babi no. On declare will be and these things as you see, and a man for best say or a party in the press conference I could defend them. I'm telling you, press conference and as I'm the soldier for Samunina. Such nonsense must not be tolerated, because we are talking about issues of criminality. Oko other jurists now I'm back catch as a South Korea president and say Omotuno. One say ya on Betuaba. Do you know what he did? He declared a martial law. I'm a soldier for Korea parliament. That action was deemed unconstitutional by parliament. I'm passive vote of no confidence. No. Supreme Court unanimous decision. No. South Korea preparation to go into election. The whole president though. How much more? Yes, some obviously infinitesimal will be on an ECG. We need to be very aggressive in our approach. Now you're making sure this time round, young people available, they've taken vested interest in politics. They are monitoring, they see how things are going. Right. And they want to take some key decision. Don't forget Yakufu Adobano. Not a mad handkerchief, except for money. So Kanya. Not a moji tax at the man. Or Bacono, not a man on Babono. But it's the same person, nothing has changed because of our Brababoni on the power of the boy. You understand? Yeah. So when you win a political power, it's an opportunity. So, those who pursue wealth, they are narrow-minded, twisted individuals, and they don't even understand governance. Come and catch up, come and come back, Romano. No one Rachel. But the name in Nkrumah left because of the legacy he built. His name will live forever. Who remember Obiawasi 26 buildings that were illegal? Now, Hanafa. Because at the end of the day, you may be the richest person in Ghana, you can't feed everybody. The poorest person in Ghana, ODD. He's the poorest. He will eat tomorrow. So when you get power, make positive impact, and that is the most important thing.
Very well. Doctor, so as a more lucky communication, the flow of communication, especially with the Dumsor thing. So is there any avenue, is there any reason why? Because it's a Ghana for whom they enjoy value for money.
Oh, some of these things, it is in the bosom of ECG.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. I think I had several press conferences. The energy minister will address the public about the state of the energy sector. Can say there's even a plan to build another gas plant. What have you had? So the communication is ongoing. Of course, Ghana are asking for more. There's no difficulty. Like I said earlier, we work at the pleasure of Ghanaians. If at any point in time, I'm not going to say your communication, and my yet said your mopena, we'll ramp it up and do what we need to do to make sure say the issues, about many. So that is the point. But the point must be made. Say where we are now, and yet. No credit or one.
Is there anything that can be? You will be able to be a year for one now. Said the baby away in ya.
Of course, I don't think Ghana for to Obama. I for Obama, I have significant changes in the energy sector. Ghana for us to Obama. We are still putting in place measures a day. Stable electricity, stable power. You buy independent power producers. Yet you have a breaker. You allocate this car for fuel and yeah, okay, I say buy enough fuel. Power plants. You buy the point is that governance is a process. The difficulties now in Ghana for her so the two Abamaye. It is those difficulties now ever solved. But the point must be made. So where we are now, to be very honest, and yet every sphere of our national life, our social life, a car ababedi them. What they make us say. And near marketing getting I was say the system no. Has become a difficulty.
All right.
We want to promise the people of Ghana. Said to Abamaye. Complaints the brain and also on the part of government. Yes, I know. We don't want to complain. So
I say it too early. I say we don't want. The complaints are becoming too early. As at the end,
we don't want to engage in that. I know Ghana for my movie okay. Indeed. By a 120-day social contract. The last time I came out of 20 final presidents were 19. Thursday on launch the free sanitary pad project.
I see. Coming Thursday.
Yes, I allocated about 300 million to that. Yeah, buy a levy, yeah, betting tax. You can say free senior high school. Yeah, decentralized feeding. You allocated 3.5 billion Ghana cedis. Mahama Care projects. You launch 1 million codes program. You launch a Jumara program. You launch national apprenticeship program. Technical committee. Yeah, Juma. You launch. So many of these programs are present. Mama can't over here in the first 120 days. Why they? Why energy sector difficulty. Yeah. It be about the people of Ghana or more comfort, any or many GA, any or more right as Ghanaians. Our taxes. I was almost a canon. The government of John Dramani Mahama ready to assuage the plight of the people. In the energy sector, I have a difficulty. She be me Shagana Fobo in a matter of 2-3 months. There will be pastors. What's the name?
All right.
Some more Magana phone.
All right. Lucius.
Yeah.
Now, my phone wrap up on this issue. Yeah.
The Becca said the Ivan Kyei say I said there's lack of communication. I feel say Odika. So say na Dr. Eka say ministry no aye press conference and that is at the ministry level.
Yeah.
And so at the sector level, no, me feel say say ECG ankasa on daily basis. Say their light be off, and I say ebe gina so ana brea e de be off no. Say beti magana for wedding.
Yeah.
What you say?
Yes.
Because a light e be off on hwe time agnos beba no unim say unim time o light de be offer e bia me gidi say niam bi wo ho man ka be den obeye ansana akọ off what you say me e bia say light no so kra akọ offer unim time light de beba enti no ye wo bibi wo ho na say o pese o ya o de kwa akọhye that period be say light wo to ho na light ko off wo ho na aba. And then the me feel say ECG for the Ghana for any year. So once at the ministry, no, na from there, me ECG say, Benson Obama information yede inflow. Cause at least Obianye Oyisu Kanye Bian Utia Honka. Until Ohia service no. Once a nipa trianon quite not just say why ready say obey say every kutria and they crown of time God they say you sue a you beam anchor no bosom postpaid I had tinner a prepaid until once a nipa talk a power non qua the Edia Bishim
what
yaka or what Botayenti or Quede or Kotoy until ourselves with me S7 ocean as a service no there's a challenger I be a win to meet near Mabia you let the person know and then so their crown internet at that Roman even Facebook cry and I say other social media handles no say who paid you crowded to one mammy this amount for the share. And you know, say light be off and I say information money pa enter there. We need any justification to that effect. Say won't check and I say won't cry obeti me reach out to the people. We have several avenues I'll be reaching out to the dinner public.
Ivan, with the mama just 1 minute.
Okay, but somehow I can feed into the inefficiencies.
Yes.
You see, as some way by ECG, you want to be given that update.
Yeah.
But you say now the ministry, then I do government. But because Obiam Fajan to a much, they feel so normal.
Very comfortable.
Kind of attitude. So I think that is why we need to be very frontal and instill some sense of discipline into some of these state-owned enterprises. And some of the decisions I have reckless or take it with you because that internal culture, no. Give prominence to that kind of inefficiency. No, we need to, you see, resetting not just state institution in the here, and some of these agencies in Asafo, they take the fat salary at the time. Bank of Ghana run a loss. Our loss near unprecedented in our history. No, now you're to gold watch and as for the map. Your friends board members.
Board members, yeah.
Yes, they were paying themselves allowances 500,000, 5 billion per each individual. At the time, the company Air Boca in our history, they were printing money.
We will friend a handshake. Governor Bekwai so shaking hands with all the staff members into be at 20,000. Hey,
you see, and just imagine, Dr. Nia not your friend saying district baby all your operation. Obi blood, Agasia Guneni, Nanipano HIV, now I am infected forever no, or then the family in FACO.
Yeah.
The risk these people are going through, people rendering essential services, Obiti baby because of way and you see, sometimes anything of mine in you know, because you see, on mine be ya, Yebi. And yet those up there is the efficiency on the ground. People workforce no more honor. How are we energizing them? Almost very motivated and they work.
Very well. Very well. I mean now I say Ivan Che, innocent, a youth activist, so youth activist. I mean can I say for your time this morning. And me and Lucius. So this is what NDC communication team member now.
Me part of the national communication team.
Oh, okay. And I'm castle a PPP. Don't mind me. And of course, Dr. Samia is a member of the communication team. Ewo Abaikesimu. Doctor, that's it for your time this morning. So, enche na yaba sorry so anesa na afi yetumi but yenye birthday bi wa ha no say ewo ha to Pastor Frank Ano of Grace Basilia International Church Bwedi. It's your birthday and from the entire family omo wish Pastor